fourth pick in the 2023 NHL Draft, the San Jose Sharks have selected Will Smith from the U.S. national team. Gil Martin here alongside our prospects expert, Hadi Kalakesh. And we're joined now by J.D. Young of Locked On Sharks to talk about this selection. And J.D., Will Smith, your thoughts as you talk to us live from the draft.
Yeah, Will Smith is an exciting player for the Sharks, and that is something that their prospect pool absolutely needs. Almost a running partner for William Eklund, and Will Smith provides that. Scored 127 points with the U.S. national team, potted over 50 goals, and has a chance to be a dynamic center for the Sharks for years to come. I know he has to work with his defensive skills when he goes to Boston College, but I think Sharks have to be excited about having Smith, who I think in most drafts would be considered a one or two prospect just because. But this year the drafting is so deep, getting Smith, a talent like Smith at number 4, the Sharks have to be smiling all the way home.
Hadi, what makes Smith such a special prospect?
He's pure skill. I mean, in terms of skill set, he can do everything you can ask of him. He could very well be a 30, 35, maybe even 40 goal scorer at the NHL level. But on top of that, some of the best hands in this class, some of the best vision and playmaking in this class. There are some concerns with his defensive game, with his consistency in terms of effort level. But overall, the skill just trumps all that. This is a great pick at 4th overall. There are a couple players who I still think are on the board and are still slipping right now who I might have taken above him, but it's a very, very short pool of guys who have a more well-rounded and more refined game offensively than Will Smith. So he's just, like I said, pure skill.
JD, where do you see him fitting into the Sharks, and how soon do you think he'll be there?
I expect him to at least 1, potentially 2 years at Boston College, especially, like I said, to really kind of round out the playing in all 3 zones. But going forward, I don't see how he has the path to being the first 1C of the future for the Sharks. And, potentially pairing him with a guy like William Eklund, where, Eklund's hockey IQ and then his ability to pass, and a guy like Will Smith with his vision and his ability to kind of deke and stuff. I see these two guys running, kind of be in the future in the core of the Sharks for when they start to be contenders again.
And where do you think the Sharks go from here? I know, they're starting off a pretty thorough rebuild. This is probably year 2 of that rebuild. What's the next piece of the puzzle?
They do have picks at 26 and 36, so we'll be talking later on tonight, Gil. But I would not be surprised for them to try to find another defenseman. They've been working really hard to try to kind of revamp this D-core, and I wouldn't be surprised if that is one of their picks here. And Mike Grier did say they are going to be walking away from this draft with a goalie, so you could be looking at defenseman at pick 26, and then potentially the first goalie off the board at 36, whether that's a guy like Augustine or Fowler or Hrabal. But for the Sharks, so they know this is going to take a while, and Mike Grier does not want to skip any steps. So I think he is looking for these pieces that can contribute here in a couple of years as the Sharks try to turn this ship around.
All right, should be interesting. For more on this selection and all of the San Jose Sharks' other moves around the draft and free agency, tune into Locked On Sharks for free on your favorite podcast app and on YouTube. It's part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.